Hey friends, Diana here from Garden Love. I wanted to show you guys something I spotted from the bottom of the hill. I noticed that this amazing red strawberry guava, so you can see here, has a few fruit. As you can see, they're about a quarter size fruit, and there's a couple of them on this little tree that I planted less than a year ago. I put a cage, I put it in the ground, I put some drip system, and I think it needs to add a little bit more drip, especially next season when it starts to, we go back to the very hot weeks. Right now is we're getting into winter and fall. Well, we're in fall and we're getting into winter, so this tree might not need that much water as of now, because we're cooling off. The tree doesn't need that much water and we should be fine. But as you can see here, not only does the tree have fruit, it has flower buds, and eventually there'll be some flowers, and I think this tree should be giving us fruit consistently. I put it here at the top of my hill. It gets sun from the morning till sunset, and it's thriving. It did get a little sad one day when it was too hot and it wasn't receiving a lot of water, so I hand watered it and it bounced right back, kept its flowers, kept its fruit, and as you can see, it's still thriving and growing. It's growing a little funky. There's no leaves in here in the middle. It's branching off. I haven't seen many trees here on YouTube of this sort, and I don't know what their growing nature is, so I'm very curious to see how wide and big this tree gets. That's the reason why I put it up here, because it has plenty of space to grow. If this interferes with it, I could just trim it. No big deal. That's more like an ornamental plant. This is Mexican sage. I've been cutting these and putting them in vases inside my house, and it looks really pretty and it smells good. And I'm gonna allow this tree to get as wide and tall as it wants, because it is up here on the hill. It is an evergreen tree, and that's what I loved about it. This is why I chose this. I'm trying to outline the outer parts of my hillside with evergreen trees, so when it's winter we still have some green up here and it doesn't look dead and ugly. A lot of them are also plants that go dormant, such as that nectarine, that jujube. This Mexican sage goes dormant, and that Mexican key lime doesn't. So there's a few plants that don't go dormant. This happens to be one of them, and I'm really excited for this to fill up this area so it can do kind of like a big hedge of different type of edible plants growing on the edge of this hillside garden, so that way it can give a very pretty appearance when you drive by, when you look up to this garden, even in the winter. Sometimes I choose plants because of that, whether they're evergreen or not, and also where I put them on my landscape determines if they're evergreen or not, because I want it to be aesthetically pleasing and also give us some amazing fruit that we can enjoy throughout the year. I'm curious to know how long this tree will fruit. It's so far I've had some fruit for the last 2 months, and it's continuing to give me some. I thought that would have been the end of it, especially since it's a brand new plant. I thought that, oh, okay, we're done. It gave me 2-3 fruits the last 2-3 months, and that's it. But let's take a bite. That is tasty, friends. Look at that. It is very juicy. The seeds are very little. Wow. This is actually it's actually not that big, but it is the biggest one I've had since this tree started fruiting. I imagine that as the years go by, the fruit's going to get bigger as the tree matures even more. So this is very tasty. If you guys have this tree, I'm curious to hear from you guys. How big has it gotten? How much fruit does it give you? How long does it fruit throughout the year? Wow, so tasty. Oh yeah, I got a little seed there. Let me eat the rest. Let's look at the label. It does say that it's going to mature up to 10 feet tall, up to 8 feet wide. So that's pretty wide, pretty tall. I imagine it's going to go all the way to there. Over there, I could transplant this one if I need to. No big deal. Like I mentioned, it's going to be evergreen, so it would be a pretty hedge to have here with edible fruit. Oh my god, I really like this. I'm gonna have to save the last one for Lily so she can try it, or any of my other daughters. Well, anyways, friends, a new tree here on Garden of Love's homestead. It's been here for a couple months now. It is thriving and growing. It's producing fruit already. The fruit is delicious. It is about a quarter size. It's not that big, but it is full of sweet juices. It's so tasty, friends. It's an evergreen tree. It has it can endure high temperatures and low degrees. It says it can go up to 24 Fahrenheit temperature, so that's pretty low. That's below freezing levels. So if there is a tree that you guys are looking that has some tropical tasting fruit that can withstand freezing temperatures and it could bounce back, this is a tree for you guys. During the summer, it had very little effect, that the heat was so high and it had very little water. And I would say that this is somewhat of a drought tolerant fruit tree. So yep, this is once again the red strawberry Guava. There you go. I'll show you guys. I absolutely love it. I'm very happy with this choice. I recommend it. I didn't grow it long in the container like I did most of my trees. I went and put it in the ground right away. So let's see how it goes. Stay tuned for the follow-up updates here throughout the years coming in the Garden Loves homestead. Well, you guys have a blessed day. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to hear from you. Bye-bye.